And so before he spoke, and he wasn't actually really expected to speak. He was like an honored guest as well, but he wasn't expected to say anything. But before he spoke, his wife got up. And so Olivia stood up and she said, I am so deeply touched by what I've heard and what I've seen tonight that I feel impelled I have to say something. And so she said, I can see that, you know, George has got true friends here, and I feel very happy for him. I feel very happy for myself that I've come and witnessed this amazing gathering. And I'm so happy I didn't miss this opportunity. And this is the one and only time that Olivia came out to the manor. You have to try to understand this. I mean, when I used to try to go and see George, if I phoned ahead of time and she answered the phone, she would be really rude. She would, you know, try to stop me from visiting her husband. She just didn't want any intrusion into their privacy. And she didn't even see the point of us going and visiting, you know, me or whoever it was else going to see him. And I always used to kind of pray that I hope she doesn't pick up the phone. I hope it's the nanny, because she was, you know, she was looking after their son Danny, and when he used to visit, and you know, she was really nice. She liked us. Olivia didn't like us until that particular evening, and I was like really taken aback. And then when she sat down, Shamsundar Mukunda presented George with this little Prabhupada Murti with the Prabhupada Swami hat and the glasses and the bead bag and the little book rest and a tiny little miniature size, you know, Bhagavad Gita, and a little Vyasa san and a sannyasi danda, and you know, and a little pair of kartals and a little pair of glasses. And, you know, it's like really cute. And George was like, you know, he was cradling this, you know, Prabhupada and saying, he says, I'm going to be taking Prabhupada home with me tonight, you know. It really touched his heart. He said, you know, I didn't really want to say anything, but I also feel I've got to say something too. I mean, he was really moved as well. And he said, you know, first of all, I have to say, I feel kind of ashamed that I never participated in this campaign, which was true. He never came forward. He never gave any support, either verbally or any other way, you know, in the press or whatever. He said, I really feel kind of ashamed that I didn't do that. But, you know, and he said I was following it. It wasn't like I didn't know what was going on. You know, it was always on the television or in the papers, what you were doing. And he said, I was always thinking in the back of my mind, if it didn't work out, you know, at the end of the day, if you had to close down the manor, he said you could all move over to my place in Henley. And you could take over Fire Park, and that could be your new temple. That's what he said. His heart was talking, you know, because he was just so moved by what he'd heard, and, you know.
And Olivia's eyes went.
And it was just like, you know, I just started clapping like anything. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, George was, you know, an exceptional personality in so many ways. When I used to go and see him, when I was kind of in charge of trying to fire him up to give a donation, you know, and I didn't hesitate to do that because, you know, that's what Prabhupada told me I should do. You know, we needed a place too, out of necessity. And I would say to him sometime, you know, why don't you take initiation from Prabhupada? You know, you love Prabhupada like anything. I mean, he was constantly thinking how to spread Krishna consciousness too. When, you know, that album, Living in the Material World, it's actually, if you look at the album cover, it's a double cover. It's not just a slip cover where you put the record in. It's you know, it folds out, although it's one single album. The reason for that is, originally what he wanted to do was, he wanted to slip into the other slip cover when it was empty, a set of japa beads in a bead bag with a set of instructions how to use it, to be sold along with the record. You know, because actually a lot of the lyrics in that album are very Krishna conscious. He dedicated one of the songs called "The Lord Loves the One Who Loves the Lord." He said, "I wrote that for Srila Prabhupada." And he's very clear in, you know, who that was meant for. You know, he got inspired. He actually told me he got inspired when I would go and visit him and interrupt him. In fact, sometimes he'd put on this kind of air that I was like costing him thousands of pounds. He said at one time, he said, "You know, every time you come here, I can't get any recording done." I said, "You know, this is an expensive recording studio. It's probably costing £3,000 a day just to be down here." I said, "When you come, I don't get anything done. We just sit down, eat prasadam, and talk about Prabhupada and Krishna consciousness." You know, and he loved distributing Prabhupada's Gita to his friends, and also we'd supply him with beads and bead bags for his friends to chant. You know, he was really into the whole mood of, you know, pushing Krishna consciousness and giving. Yeah, giving this wonderful opportunity that he had received from devotees and from Srila Prabhupada to others. I mean, he really wanted that to happen. You know.